guys decided to enter the city, and you had a few chance encounters and took part in the social part of things. Before the first round of the tournament, managed to meet a few important people, and well, managed to get a few laughs, drink some blood, some of you at least, and apparently, who knows, maybe you've developed a taste for it. The night continues, and with it, the partying, the conversations roll on. People are dancing, having fun, but you guys have stepped away from all that since, well, like I said, you wanted to do a few chance meetings outside of the main hall, as you were called by House Talbot. Now, it seems as you are strolling through the corridors, somebody else has taken interest and is looking to meet with you. You are sent a small, shadowy familiar in the shape of a wolf that manages to vaguely convey himself through a message spell that his master wishes to speak with you, if you are willing to follow him.
Wait.
As for your companions that are meant to be, well, your information brokers and basically keep you up to date on things, they have no idea who sent this familiar.
Such good information gatherers.
You are brought into one of the guest rooms, and from inside you see, you hear an excited voice. Ah, yes, you're here. I'm glad you accepted my invitation. Please, come, have a seat. I'd offer you something to drink, but I hear you're not exactly, well, easy to please around here.
I don't know. She looks towards Yana. One of us drinks, apparently. Anyway, good to meet you.
Yes. Well, he waits for you to sit down and join him. My name is Wowels Valentine. Pleased to meet you.
My name is Iris. It's good to meet you as well.
My name is Yana.
Yana? Huh. Where have I heard that before? Oh well, I'm sure I'm gonna remember if it's something important.
Hopefully not anywhere bad. Pleased to meet you as well.
In my line of work there, usually it's always bad. But let's not talk about work. We're here to have fun, right? Well, at least I am. Are you actually have you actually decided on taking part in the tournament?
Iris nods already.
Oh, that should be exciting. I guess that means you're pretty confident in your abilities then. I mean, not a lot of people would willingly fight considering, well, some of the monsters around here.
Yes.
And considering you're humans, something tells me you can't exactly expect mercy. You're probably gonna end up as food out there for the, well, entertainment of others.
Iris smiles and shrugs. Possibly. Who knows?
His grin gets even bigger. You really are crazy, aren't you? I like it. At any rate, again, sorry that I can't exactly welcome you more appropriately, but all I have is wine. If you know what I mean. Officially, there are no bets allowed to be made at the tournament, but that's only officially. You know what? I like you. And I do like, well, staying ahead of the curve and betting on dark horses. I think I'm gonna bet on you guys. I don't know if your benefactors told you how exactly, well, sponsors work around here. But if there's anything you need before the rounds or during the rounds, as in supplies, maybe weapons, do make sure to contact me. However, in exchange, I want your household to give me a seal as a benefactor. Is that okay with you?
Iris, strokes her chin. It's like, we would probably have to talk to the lady of the house.
Fair enough. Make sure to give me an answer before the first round begins, though.
That's fair.
As soon as we leave the room, I'm going to turn to Iris.
By the way, in that case, right before you leave, he says something else, and then you can do what you want to do.
Never mind.
Oh, and by the way, I believe that you know this considering, well, where you're staying, but the forest north of the manor that belongs to the Bloodfallen clan I would advise you against going there, but should you decide that you do wanna, shall we say, explore the sites, a fair warning to you: go prepared. And should you need some help, I wouldn't mind offering you some.
Can Iris give her best poker face, like, ah yes, of course. We will be sure to remember this offer.
Roll bluff.
Deception.
Deception.
Really?
Iris cannot
oh,
lie.
there it is. Wow, that's
Oh,
something.
look, how about that?
No,
It
guess
turns
what?
out your poker face is smiling
My
wildly.
insight is 8. Iris is a very honest person, can tell when people are being dishonest, but she's horrible at being dishonest. Like,
Well, sadly, Iris, your roll is just short of fooling him. And by that, I'm absolutely lying to you. There's no way you can fool him with that. He's a vampire.
just thin lies, just like,
Yana has a look of just, yeah.
because we met that
He
chick.
just chuckles and says, at any rate, do remember my offer. It's good to have friends around here, especially this time of year. Plus, something tells me you're about to cause a lot more excitement here, and I definitely want to take part in that.
And it's good to have somebody who doesn't want to bite me.
At any rate, you can proceed with what you wanted to say, Yana, after you guys leave his room.
Speaking of backstabbing, weren't we going to backstab the people who liked you? We could get rid of one of their champions or something?
Oh, yeah.
You're going to handle that. As you noticed, I don't really lie. I can't really do it. You and Alyssia can handle that.
That is correct. You were told that Clan Kulari has a very powerful but very moody champion that is basically their ace in the hole, and she's apparently, because of her mood swings, very easy to manipulate at times. And considering this year the winner is pretty much decided, it might be easier to, shall we say, get her to do as you want.
That's not tonight though, is it?
If you wish, you can try to contact the clan tonight.
I think we should give it a little time. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow.
At any rate, you guys are on your way back. As you slowly begin leaving the castle behind you, you exit through the doors and down the huge bridge overlooking the city below you, as you are heading away into the wilderness once again. On your way back, apart from the light conversation and, well, the uneasy feeling from the constantly pitch black woods and the constant slurping of your bodyguard, who is still excessively quiet, the forest suddenly feels alive as you begin hearing the sounds of animals around you, left and right. The horses start to become very unnerved, and the people with you are suddenly on edge and on guard. This feels unnatural. It feels like you're about to get ambushed.
I guess I'll take a cursory glance out the window.
You notice that the wolves that have been showing up from time to time between the woods are starting to gather, and they're starting to run closer and closer to the carriage. You can't actually count them. They seem to be phasing in and out from the shadows. They themselves are made out of shadows.
It's the same things as before.
They seem similar to the creatures you encountered earlier. However, these seem to be a different variant, and they're chasing down the carriage.
Can I roll
long
demonology?
Sorry, what?
Demonology.
Oh, these are in nature shadow familiars. However, there is something strange about them. Usually, while they do appear to take real shape and form, in the physical realm, they're still just shadows, so they can't actually interact with the real world. These, however, as they're running through the woods, you see that their feet leave footprints, which would be impossible under normal circumstances. These shadows have physical manifestations, which means that not only are they gonna be extremely hard to kill because they have no shape and form because they can phase and do what they want, but at some intervals they can actually take physical form to attack. So they pretty much have the deck stacked in their favor. The only ways to deal with creatures like this effectively is through, well, either using a lot of intense fires or using miracles and holy magic. Otherwise, these things are a nightmare to fight.
I'm just continue kind of casually looking out the window at them chasing us down and telling everybody everything I just discovered. Yana
Usually
does
these
not
things,
seem at all
have
worried.
a range at which the summoner can manipulate them. The fact that there's so many and you don't see the summoner anywhere around you or can't sense his magic means that either this entire area has been ritually prepared so he can take advantage of it like his own turf, or he is using, well, quite a lot of mana to create this. The next moment, suddenly the carriage comes to an abrupt halt as it is being obstructed. In front of you, on the road, blocking it, seems to be a mysterious figure casting a huge shadow. And from its shadow, you see hundreds of beasts beginning to pour out, wolves, crows, and other sorts of monstrosities that begin circling and filling the forest. Your bodyguard, for once, stops drinking and is actually getting ready to do her job proper, as the two girls next to you go, "What do we do?"
Iris is gonna look over to them and go, "Do you know who that is?"
No, we're information gatherers, not fighters. Just so you know.
I'm assuming the carriage doesn't have a roof hatch or something.
It actually does.
Oh, really? Well, I'm going to open the roof hatch just a tiny bit to see what happens around the carriage when I do so.
As you poke your head out from the top of the carriage, the beasts keep their distance. They do not go after you.
Can I reach the driver from the hatch?
Yes.
Great. Alyssia reaches out of the hatch and shakes the driver rather violently.
As you do, it feels like you almost woke him up from a slumber. Oh, where am I? He looks confused.
Better question is, who are you, and where is our ordinary driver?
Holy shit, what's with all those things? Ah! He suddenly panics and quickly yanks on the... What's the thing called that, straddle the horses with?
The reins.
Reins.
The reins, there we go, thanks. He suddenly gives the horses a huge whip-like motion, snap, as soon as he panics. And the horses immediately squeal and go into a frenzy. And as they do, they start barreling forward uncontrollably. And as they do, the shadow in front of you disappears, as he didn't want to get trampled, and his familiars with a quick roar immediately start chasing you down. As the carriage that you're in immediately starts barreling forward in the night. Ah! The driver continues to scream and panic as he continues to spur the horses on to continue faster and faster. As you begin racing down through the woods, the familiars begin chasing the carriage down. Some of them begin latching onto the wheels in the back, trying to bite and claw at it, as the crows in the skies begin to swoop down and begin peckering and pestering the horses, trying to force them to either sway from the path or basically gouge their eyes out so they cannot continue running forward.
Alyssia climbs back down the hatch, turns to Lucretia and Yana, sort of.
Lucretia's not there.
Lucretia, for goddamn the 18th time, she's not
here.
here.
Fine. She turns to Yana and makes a gestures, sort of, the stage is yours.
I'm just gonna start throwing fireballs out the back. Not for
shooting.
some reason, that doesn't work. I'm just gonna start firebolting them because I can't explode us. But I can firebolt them.
Can I try to combine my fire talisman and armor talisman?
What are you trying to achieve?
Basically making like a flame shield of sorts
Okay, where do you want to make it for?
for horses.
Okay. As you do that, that's gonna be the usual price talisman-wise, so keep that in mind. You see that the crows, because they're far smaller and weaker, as soon as they try to peck at the horses, they immediately burst into flames, and the horses are fine. While your shield does not last for long, the crows that were aggressively attacking them are now completely gone. However, the next flock of crows is coming in, and this time they are trying to peck at Yana, who is on top of the cart. So you're gonna have to, well, defend yourself unless you wanna lose some eyes.
Can I try to watch Yana's back with my bow?
Sure, but there's quite a lot of crows. Do you have some kind of AoE?
Not really.
That's gonna be a problem then.
I mean, the bow of the coming storm is AoE sort of when it decides to crit.
Yeah, well, can it crit, bro?
What?
Can it crit? You wanted, you say it's an AoE if it crits. Well, can you make it crit?
Not automatically, but I can
Well,
make an attack
too bad.
roll and see what happens.
Sure, go ahead.
Oh, or I can do that apparently.
Apparently it crits. Okay, wow.
Okay then. Well, then I guess they should all make a DC 20 dex save.
As Yana is about to get, well, flocked, pretty much. Is that the word you use when a flock attacks you? Swarmed? Flocked?
Swarmed.
Swarmed.
Swarmed even when it's not bugs, okay. As it begins to try and circle her, Alyssia just pops an arrow, bam, right into the middle of it. And you hear a thunderous roar as lightning travels from crow to crow, immediately vaporizing them on the spot. They are not dead, however, they have been severely stunned and they all drop like flies to the floor and are quickly forgotten as the wolves trample over them. Some of the wolves have once again begun encircling the cart and are now violently slamming themselves at it, trying to bust one of the wheels.
Can I
I'm
try
still
throwing?
firebolting.
Can I try throwing just some fire darts at them?
Sure. Nice. As you're holding them at bay, suddenly a magic circle appears on the side of the road in front of you, and from it something long and shadowy bursts out. It seems to be like a spike or a long-reaching tentacle, slamming at the side of the cart. Everybody inside the cart, make me a dex save. Right. Everybody apart from Iris makes it. Iris, you still take half damage because monk, right?
Yes.
You take 12 points of damage, and the side of the cart has been completely blown off as the tentacle sharply retracts. As you guys begin to approach the vicinity of the mansion, still going full speed, the shadow familiars begin dropping off into the distance and stop chasing you. As you're getting closer to the mansion, however, you see that the mansion itself was under attack, and I believe that probably Lucretia and a few other members of the household were outside dealing with the issue. If not, then Lucretia is somewhere inside. Up to
Oh no,
her, really.
Lucretia's base. If the place is under attack, she's at the front, just spewing holy magic everywhere.
Yep, and she would have a very easy time dealing with the wolf familiars and the other crows that were also basically swarming the mansion. As the cart comes to a full stop in front of the mansion, the moment its wheels come to a complete halt, all you see is the carriage begin to basically fall apart, piece by piece, until all of you just flop on the ground and are surrounded by a couple of wheels. The horses immediately run off. As for the driver, you see the mask-robed hooded person is on the floor out cold.
I'm gonna flip him over and grab and like remove his mask.
As you remove the mask, you notice that the clothes are empty. There's nothing inside. They're just empty racks. Well, the familiars definitely did not get inside the mansion. They were kept at bay. So there's no extra damage to the mansion itself apart from its, well, already decrepit state. A couple of hours ago, you were warned that the mansion is under attack by an unknown assailant. As such, you were asked to stay inside the mansion where it's safe while House Bloodfallen deals with this threat. However, as you didn't feel like listening to that, you went outside to give a hint and nobody said no at that point. If you want to help, fine, that's fine. You and one other member of the house have actually been defending it, which happens to be this girl who introduced herself as Shia to you. You and her were the two people that basically stepped out to deal with the issue. While she was focusing on raising barriers and protecting the manor, with your holy magic, you have basically been slaying those things left and right, since they are very vulnerable to your particular set of skills. Also, it seems that Shia is versed in some kind of support magic, because when you were starting to tire and get exhausted, she would always find ways to invigorate you so you can keep fighting.
Anyway, what's Shia doing?
She basically approached you guys slowly to check on your companions and says, Lucretia, are your friends alright?
Yes, they appear
By the way,
to be
she's,
fine.
think of her as, how tall
old?
are you actually, Lucretia?
Let me check. I'm 5'4", too terribly
Excellent,
short.
okay. So, Shia is actually smaller than you.
Okay, that's
So-
not surprising.
Yes. So she's actually pretty small. She stands next to you and says, do you need any help?
No, I think we're all right.
Are you alright?
Yes. I didn't get hurt. Thanks for asking.
That is good.
So, Lucretia, who's your new friend?
This is Shia. We've been defending the manor for a few hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't believe there's ever been an occasion when somebody has so brazenly attacked our home before. Or maybe it's just a sign of how little they... Well, maybe it's just a sign of how little the Bloodfallen name means nowadays. Would you happen to know who did this?
Iris turns to Jan and Iris. No, sorry, not Iris. Alyssia turns to Jan and Iris with like a raised eyebrow.
I don't think it was the person I talked to.
This is just shrugging.
Why don't you all head back inside the mansion? I've made sure that there's some food for you. Get some rest. I'll protect the perimeter.
Thank you.
Alright, but do let me know if anyone comes, if any of those things return.
Thanks, dear, but you should conserve your strength for the tournament. Don't worry, I'll handle the rest. As you do, you see that the rest of the guys that traveled with you are actually staying behind with Shia. It seems like they want to talk in private. As you head inside, you are once again greeted, just like last time, by Draven, who is standing at the doorway with a lantern. Ah, good. Things have quite down outside. Is the attack over?
Yes, it seems they all left.
Good, good, yes. It's good to see that you're all unharmed. You must be tired. Please, follow me. And he takes you to your quarters where there's a hot meal waiting for you. So if that's all, am I assuming that you guys are gonna retire for the night?
Yeah, I guess. Unless,
Actually-
You don't wanna talk to anybody else?
Are two, the two beast girls, are they like around?
They can be summoned if you want.
Because like, were they the ones we should be turning to if we wanted like materials or equipment?
Well, they can help you, sure.
No, like I was wondering who handles that in this household.
Well, you're not sure.
Well, they were presented to us for a reason. I don't remember what that reason was exactly. Like, was it just information?
They're
Was it
basically,
information?
since you don't know nothing about vampire society, they're the ones that can tell you and answer your questions relating anything of that matter.
Right. Also, somebody wished ask something about being a benefactor. We said we would ask the lady of the house before answering.
Oh, that's wonderful news. Might I ask who is the one that offered this to you?
Valentine.
Oh, yes, him. I did hear about his presence. That is wonderful news. He is quite dependable when it comes to matters such as this. I'm sure the lady would be quite pleased to hear that you have found yourself a benefactor. Might I suggest how exactly did you win his favor? Might I ask how exactly did you win his favor?
Well, he just kind of just called us over.
Oh, that's all?
She nods. Like that's
Yana's
all.
gonna speak up.
Iris was determined to beat Urias, and he liked her craziness.
Yes, well, I did hear that that particular gentleman has a thing for flair and flashiness. It's not like he's, well, gonna lose much by supporting a losing house anyway. If nothing, he seems like the type that's gonna thrive on a thrill like that, which is quite advantageous for us. No matter what the circumstances, it is good that you've managed to win somebody's support. I shall contact him and make sure that he helps me procure what you have asked for.
Ah, lovely. That's good then. Wanted to just make sure that the person was on the up and up, so to say.
Alyssia, I believe you have the highest passive perception, right? Plus keen mind?
Yes, I have 20 passive perception.
You basically mentioned, oh, here's information for your mistress so she can make a decision, and this girl just made the decision on her own.
Yeah.
Just pointing that out there. Anyway, would that be all?
Well, that's all from me. Anybody else?
And after she's out the door, Alyssia turns to the rest of them. Well, that was interesting.
What do you mean?
She's the one who runs things here. But that is essentially the same thing. She might not necessarily be the quote-unquote head of the family, but she's the one who de facto runs things.
Fair enough, I guess.
Shortly after you guys have woken up, there's a knock at the door, and it seems that your breakfast is being brought in by one of the maids. Ah, you're all awake. Good. Your breakfast is ready. Now make sure to set everything up at the table. Eat it at your own leisure. The particular demon that Alyssia had a little fun with yesterday proceeds to set up the table properly for all of you. Procuring food for you has proven a lot more difficult than I first envisioned. I have made sure to make a quick list of items since you'll be staying here for a while, so look forward to a more rich menu starting tomorrow. I will ask you to please make do with what we have for today. And with that, she displays with you a bunch of toast, there's some eggs, there's some jam, and a few fruits at the table, like bananas and oranges.
Iris is
I hope that will be satisfactory.
Iris is pleased with eggs. They are good protein. She's nomming on them.
You will notice the particular lack of any and all meat.
No, that's real today.
Alyssia answers, well, not right now, and then winks at the maid before sitting down.
She very theatrically gives you a blush and a hand gesture on her mouth, like she's like, oh my, in a very, shall we say, practiced manner.
Lucretia is just kind of scowling at Alyssia.
Alyssia is looking back at Lucretia with a shit-eating grin.
It's a fucking dragon!
More like an ancient wyvern.